Hello and welcome back to another build, the GT40. Radio voice is back again, as Paul kindly commented on my last build video. Thank you for that, although I always try to talk good, as they say. There's actually a practical reason though why I do that, and that's because if you've ever made a YouTube video yourself and like me you've accidentally clicked the subtitles button and read through the subtitles as you're watching your video back, some of the subtitles I see, I'm thinking to myself, I never said that. So that's the other reason why I try to talk as precisely as I can. Sorry, there goes my phone there. But I have some very big and very good news. Well, it's not massive news, but it's very good news. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to pack 7. I will be relabeling all my previous videos before I get too far. Not that there's a massive amount of packs left to go anyway, but now I know where I am because I looked at the file, the guide to download for this pack. It's pack 7. Then I went back to, I thought, hang on a minute. I went back to look at my YouTube videos, the number I'd done, and yes, you've guessed it, there were 6 of them. So this will make 7. So welcome to pack 7. The penny finally dropped in the stage, because this starts at stage 22, and I worked out that the stage numbering is simply just the little fiddly different parts that you have to do. As far as that goes, that makes sense, but it still doesn't make complete sense because I'm still having to sometimes go back and look in other packs for various parts, especially the part that went in the middle of the seating that I couldn't find. My replacement box hasn't actually turned up. Maybe even Model Space have watched my video and seen that I do have that part after all and then cancelled the order, which I would be more than happy with. But whatever's happened, I don't really mind if that doesn't actually turn up. That being said, what we're working on today is first the other parts of the seatbelt. They will be actually attaching to the seats themselves, so that'll be nice to see. And after that, we're doing a little bit of the driver partition. I had to think for a minute. And then a potentially very fiddly bit, which I may need tweezers for. We're doing the dashboard. That's got a very big butt attached to it because sadly the dials for all the dashboard bits are not lit up. They're just stickers. Now you may well think, well, it's only little, so that's bound to be the case, but I have actually seen bit part builds that for cars that the dashboard is lit up in, so for me that's a bit of a downer, but we'll see how it looks by the end. Hopefully it won't matter too much. Let's get going, and I'm going to have a nice relaxing time building, and I will see you on the other side of my building. So see you then. Take 2, because my memory card was full, even though I only had 7 recent videos on it. 7, and it was full. Anyway, gonna have to invest in a larger SD card, I think, because that was pathetic. It's only 64 gigabytes. Anyway, good news and bad news. The good news is this thing is finally starting to take shape. We got the driver partition nailed to the floor now, quite literally. Well, I'm calling it screws nails. So that's looking quite nice. There's a little bit of glass, so to speak, in there. Not that you can see it, but maybe I'll catch the light with it. There we go. You can see it. So that's nicely in there, and I've done the seat belts at the bottom of the seats. My God, this was not that enjoyable, but I guess it's accurate, but accurate is not practical to make. because the little slits that you see the seatbelts disappearing down to, and then you have to pin them there, there is no leeway at all. It's a fraction of a millimetre either side of that tiny little ribbon, a little delicate little ribbon there that they give you for the seatbelt. So you can imagine that was not that fun, and simply getting the metal bit to poke through was not enough, because there's obviously that bit there to go. So you then had to push it through. I used the tweezers to push it down further and hope that I didn't dislodge the ribbon from the metal. Luckily I didn't, but I had to do that 4 times, obviously. 3 times. Anyway, those are done now. I don't really understand how they can be the same both sides when surely you're pulling the seatbelt from different angles, so how can they be the same? I've also done this bit. Now, this is where I have the bad news, because if you look at the instructions, that very clearly says where the screw needs to go, where the FP01 needs to go, right above that one. See that? Does that look clear? It's very clear, isn't it? But if you actually look right above where they say, is a little hole there. And trust me, that screw does not go in there. And in any case, this bit, the pillar for this piece here that's going down, the partition, that isn't even attached there. Because what's there, if you were to put it there, that's part of the fuel line, and that was already one piece on its own. So why would you need to attach it there? The pillar is actually there. So as you can see, that instruction is clearly wrong. The other one was okay, where they told you to put the other FP01 screw, but I don't know whether it's because it had a redesign or what, but as I'm sure you would agree, that instruction is not right. But I found it and I got there. I had to put the little pipes there for the fuel. That was okay. These bits, you just poke them in, and they'd never said to glue them, but they were falling out as I was just brushing against it, trying to move everything into place. So I've actually put a tiny bit of glue on these two, and it doesn't look like they're going to come out now, which is really nice, because I can't imagine they're going to say, oh yeah, unplug those again that you plugged in last time. So that's nicely secured in there now. So that's the floor piece for the driver partition. The instrument panel, that looks a little bit better than what I was expecting it to look like. So there's all the nice little switches as well, they look quite cool. And that was all we did. So I would still recommend this build. Yes, as you could see, the instructions were clearly wrong, but it was just a simple case of doing a little bit of investigation, looking where the pillars came down onto the floor section. It's not like I'm going to suddenly cancel this subscription, because I really want to see this car finished. So that being said, I hope you have enjoyed watching. Thank you very much for all your support, and guess what I'm going to say next? That's right, see you next time.